Welcome to Calculated Friction. I'm Silas. This is English practice for the curious. We skip the simple stories and dive straight into the strange, the complex, and the unfiltered. In this episode, we don't have a special topic. It only has one goal: to explain this podcast. I want to be sure you know what this is for so that you know what kind of time investment you're making. It's for people learning English as a foreign language to practice their skills. Don't get me wrong, you might still enjoy it if English is your first language, but make damn sure you put the video speed at 1.5x. I will speak slowly on purpose. The problem is that learning is usually too clean and safe. Textbooks only say the most obvious, boring things in the world. The other day, I listened to a French podcast with the exact same goal as mine. The guy talked about how women can be president too, amongst other obvious things. It was like feminist, but from 20 years ago. It was something everyone agrees with. He wanted no arguing, no friction. But honestly, that's boring. That expects the audience to want basic ideas just because they're learning a language. I'm not doing that. I'm going to talk about some weird stuff because complicated things can be said with simplified language. For example, if you keep listening, episode 1 is about dreams. It gets pretty crazy. I will describe 2 real dreams and what they might mean. And no, I'm not a guru. There's real science and psychology here. The goal here is to share ideas that are not obvious. You shouldn't know my conclusion 5 minutes before I say it. You might find the topics absurd. You might want to leave a comment saying I'm full of shit. You might even hate my punctuation, which you can clearly hear, of course. The idea is to copy real-life communication that matters. Real people are not predictable like textbook characters. Nobody just asks, "What's your name?" And most people don't have standard boring opinions. When you stop to listen, you see that people have some wild thoughts. I call this calculated friction. I will remove the problem of fast speech and hard vocabulary, but I will keep the ideas complex. This way, you can't just guess everything I say. You actually have to listen to understand. Some words will be new, some sentence structures will challenge you, but the complexity is calculated to not overwhelm you. Ideally, you can change the video speed between 0.75 and 1.25 to make it easier or harder. If you understand everything at 1.5x, this podcast is too easy for you. You can still listen, sure, but it won't help your listening skills much. Speaking of that, let's look at how this podcast can actually help you. First of all, I will share weird thoughts about psychology, geopolitics, science, AI, video games, and even MMA. If you like these topics, they will keep your attention, and you won't feel lost because I pronounce words clearly. I know how it feels to learn a language and struggle to understand because people talk too fast. I've been there. I won't do that to you. Remember that all skills, that is listening, writing, reading, and speaking, are connected. It's all the same language. This podcast alone won't make you fluent, but it'll make learning much easier. It'll push your listening skills to the next level, and they will make the other skills easier to get. When you hear new words in class, they won't feel new because you heard them here first. When you learn new grammar, you will recognize it from my episodes. Most importantly, in real-life conversations, you won't talk about boring, safe things that nobody cares about. I promise I won't just complain about how cold Montreal is right now. Think of this podcast as a part of your English diet. Listen to an episode or two per week. Make it part of your routine. It makes English a part of your daily life. I've been an English teacher for over 10 years, so please believe me, you cannot just listen to a podcast while washing dishes and do nothing else. As you will see in a future episode, you do need feedback. You only get feedback by actually talking to people and making yourself understood. Here's what I hope for. This podcast will give you enough confidence to use your English. You will struggle, you will navigate, and you will become fluent. If you made it this far, welcome. I'm a Brazilian Canadian teacher, recruiter, professional nut job. Take your pick. I have some weird ideas about life that you will probably disagree with. You can take me with you to clean your house, and who knows, maybe you can come out of this with a bit better understanding of English.